Building a spreadsheet journal on a separate server. MobileFirst-Personal websites purchased the full rights to a very powerful form server a few years ago. Since then, it has been hosted on a fast, independent VPS, virtual private server. The system can offer a private webmaster the ability to create and adjust the form to their personal requirements. It will take a request to the support desk to get access to an account, and this service is only for paid plan members only. When a new account is created for a paid plan, it includes a single, complimentary form to manage from the ground up. It will have no information or fields added as of yet, since the data to be collected is often quite individual. To begin, simply select the Edit area, the second button to the left on the bottom. Rename the form. Click the Untitled Form field to gain access to the editor, which opens up on the right. Rename the field, say from Untitled Form to such as Personal Purchases, then add any instructions as required. In this case, I will simply delete the line. Save the form. When you do, you will be congratulated and offered the option to continue editing or finish. Since this is a blank form right now, we will continue. The form is still blank, but with a title and the field selection choices are displayed on the right. Our first field will be date of purchase. Select the date option in the right display. The data structure will appear. Hover your cursor over the date field and the edit box appears. Click in the box to go to the editing options. There are quite a number of options available to customize for each field type, but in this case, all I'm going to do is change the title to date of purchase. Then I will select Save Form to save my work. Continue editing to add more fields. Single line text to create the item purchased field. All other settings left as is. Then I added a drop-down box to allow me to define product categories. I added 4 categories to the form and saved. Next is the actual money paid out for the product. The form server does not do anything with formulas, so I broke this down into 3 fields: product price, tax, and total price. The final field is a text area field that allows me to make any comments I want about the purchase. This is a free-form text box where anything can be written. Once you leave the editor, you can go to the theme selection to customize the look of the form if you like. I'm leaving this one as at its defaults. Notifications allows you to decide whether you want to be informed of an added row to the database and to define the message. Since this is only for personal use, I know when I add a page, so I don't bother with this for my own files. The form is now ready for use on the website. It is time to generate the code required to be input into the website to allow it to be used there. Pressing the Code button instantly generates the code and offers a number of code styles to use. I've always been happy with using the suggested code, JavaScript, so all I have to do is press the Copy Code button at the bottom left of the code box. Open the website page. You wish to use the form to capture data. Insert the Code Script widget in the location on the page that you wish to display it. Take the snippet of code that you have copied from the form server and insert it into the large code entry box labeled Code. Use the other options to control the way the data can be accessed, such as the additional option to define if you wish this form to be protected with a login and password. The additional style for this widget has the ability to define the actual background for the page. There's a lot of functionality built into this form server and the look and feel of the fields. Most of it I ignore from my websites. You can use the Report button to create different ways of looking at the data on a full-size screen. I have yet to find a way to display the results of the entries into a report that will fit onto a mobile phone. The basic problem is that the Excel sheet works with the fields lists in a horizontal way, and the actual field data is done in vertical columns. The fields need to be rotated to show one line at a time to fit onto a mobile phone display. So far, I have not been able to come up with a solution that can actually fit on the screen of a phone. The server does allow you to customize the data display with a few styles depending on the best way to display the data you are capturing. Playing around with the report menu can offer a better view of your data on your desktop screen. I have found using the entries grid in section 1 to be the most useful for larger screen viewing. Most people prefer to keep a copy of the data on their own machine. To get the data from the database, you must choose the Entries button right at the start of the green bar's second line. When you do this, after you have added at least one row, the system will give you the option to directly edit the actual data, since that was part of the permissions during the original account creation. Otherwise, you will see an Export button beside the Delete button on the left. Here, you will be able to download the data as an Excel file onto your local machine and then manipulate the data copy however you want, independent of both the website and the actual database. The only place you can work on the data in the database is by selecting the row required and changing the information manually